Yo, what's up, everybody? I was thinking, man, all these street preachers, why do black people like gotta have pastors, ministers, and reverends as group leaders, as neighborhood, as black leaders? All black leaders are religious. Why we don't have to have no religion? Why we gotta have non-religious leaders that are very practical? All black people got is ministers, pastors, and reverends, and deacons, and imams for black leaders. And they all they talk about is what God is going to do. I'm 54 years old, be 55 soon. I haven't seen God do one thing that they say he's going to do. And then the minute we have bad weather, first of all, there's no such thing as bad weather. It's just being poorly prepared. There's no such thing as bad weather. The weather's just the weather. But the minute we have so-called bad weather, they say, that's a sign from God. There's always got to be signs and shit. Why always got to have signs from God? And, oh, man, but and the masses of black people be believing that shit. There's always a sign from God, and God is trying to tell you something. Well, how come God can't be blunt? How come he can't just tell you what he's going to do and do it? Why they always got to give you signs and shit and so-called warnings? I mean, what's going to happen? Who's going to beat God up? You know what I'm saying? But that ain't my reality in the first place. I don't believe in none of that shit. I was into a religious organization for 3.5 years, and I got out. Because I seen they was doing the same thing everybody else do. Doing the same thing. Talking about what God is going to do, and God ain't do shit. God ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing that they said he was going to do. And they didn't say what the Bible say. I keep telling you, there's no law as to who can write a Bible. Anybody can write a Bible. That's why it's constantly re-edited and updated to suit the modern day and time. And I don't watch the news because the news correlate with that stupid shit. The news is always bad, and the Bible is always bad. The Bible is always telling you what's going to happen. It's always about what's going to happen. It's always a warning, a sign, or some shit. I stopped believing in all that shit. You know why? Because if you eat right, get rest, drink water, and don't do drugs, you still gonna die. So what fucking difference do it make? You know what I'm saying? I don't be wanting to hear that shit, man. Pastors and ministers and all that other bullshit.